After all the cameras settled and well adjusted, we can start to calibrate. We firstly remove all the markers in the capture area, but we could still see some reflective points showing in some of the camera view that are noise marks. There are three ways to clean this noise mark. The first one is to move the object outside the view, like some tape and metal frame. It can reflect the infrared light. The second way is to cover it by something. For example, like the tile floor can cover by the carpet. If these two ways do not work out, our software can also mask the noise mark. There are two quick masking ways. The first one is by clicking Auto Mask button, which only masks the noise mark at that single frame, but some blinking mark would not be masked. The other way is manually masked by press and hold the mouse wheel to cover the mark like shown. The number at the corner means the marker is detected. We can also go back to the 2D view by double click and clear mask and auto mask all the camera at once. However, if there are too many blinking marks and we cannot manually mask them one by one, we can find calibration menu on the top toolbox and click Start Mask. The process will take 10 seconds to cover all the noise mark it finds during the process. Next, we start TL calibration. We'll click the small gears, which is the calibration setting. Firstly, the coordinate system needs to be defined. The up axis of L square frame can be set differently based on your need. We do provide Z and Y axis, pointing up as shown. The numbers in the L frame type means the distance between the long side to center of the marker surface. The S and R means the soft and rigid materials. The FP related to the force measurement platform. This L frame is a small rigid one, so we choose L240R. Then we click the right triangle to move the secondary menu under the TL to the right. I find Senior. Valid frames means the frames number that each camera needs to collect during the T calibration process. The default setting was 2000. The number related to the size of the capture area. 1200 frames were enough for the small example area like shown here. Then there has a countdown before we swing the T wind. The default setting was 10 seconds. We can change it whenever we want. Next, we go back to TL menu. We firstly input the length of the T wind, which will show on the label of it. And the duration time range in 40 to 75 should be fine. Then we click T calibration. We can wave the T wind like a number 8 shape as shown. Each camera view was divided into 16 small boxes. The box turned into gray means the data in that area has been collected. With the valid frames goes up, the gray will be darker. Keep swinging and make sure all the capture area you have been passed until each view box from red to yellow and finally turn into green. And the collecting process become 100%. Click calculate. When we put the L frame at the center of the capture area and make sure more than 25% cameras can see and only see the full markers. Then we need to go to 3D view to check if we can clearly see the full markers on the L frame and the number at the corner shows must be full. Then we click L calibration. Next, we can go back to the 3D camera view to check if it is the same as the real environment as shown. These corner capture areas just shown was a special example to cap the movement of hands or tiny things precisely, with huge numbers of camera in a small space. In most cases, the capture area and the calibration tools are bigger than that. However, no matter the size of the areas and tools, the procedure of the TL calibration was the same in our software. There are 4 kinds of results after TL calibration: bad, normal, good, and perfect. Except bad, other 3 are good to use. Finally, we save our calibration file, which will be in the same directory we chose at the beginning. If all the camera are fixed and have not been moved, you need to redo the calibration process every 10 days or a week for accuracy. However, we do recommend you do the calibration before everyday test and record.